On March 9th, Silvergate announced winding down its operations following liquidity issues. The crypto bank said it was struggling amid a Q4 2022 surge in withdrawals, prompting the forced selling of assets at a loss to cover its withdrawal liabilities. Silicon Valley Bank was taken over by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or FDIC, on March 10th, as the alien tech lender was subject to a liquidity crisis from a spat of mass withdrawals. The incident sparked discussions on how the U.S.'s 16th largest bank could become so exposed, especially as it remains well capitalized. Likewise, New York regulators shut down Signature Bank on March 12th, saying it was necessary to stop a banking crisis. The Fed announced its bank term funding program in response to the crisis. The program will loan financial institutions to par value of assets held, thus ensuring the system is sufficiently liquid. Welcome back to How About That Crypto, your home for crypto and Web3 news and updates. I am your host, Bitcoin Stylist, and today, we're talking about what's going on with banking and crypto. Is this the beginning of the end of crypto? What or is that exactly is going on here? Don't forget, this is not financial advice. You can use the links below to do your own research. And if you want a financial advisor, a lawyer, or a tax advisor, you should go get one. Okay, so that was an excerpt. Like, I opened up with an excerpt from an article titled, here, I'll just share my screen so you can check it out. And you remember the links are in the description below. Okay, so this is an article. Let's see, get this out of the way. All right. This is an article on Crypto Slate, and it's by Samuel Wan. And the title is Speculation Mounts That U.S. Banking Crisis Was a Ploy to Push CBDCs. And subtitle is Nick Carter said the U.S. banking crisis took us a step closer to CBDC adoption. Speculations continue to circulate. Yeah, I mean, the reality is that it feels very much like collusion, corruption, and cronyism, in my opinion. I feel like this feels very blatant. We're having a banking crisis, and the three banks that go under are the crypto banks in America. It's just crazy, So I wanted to just kind of like talk a little bit about what I'm seeing here, and I just have a few things that I want to show you. So I'd like to kind of go back a little bit. So if you watched some of my previous episodes, I talked about a custody rule that's proposed and open for public comment by the SEC. It is saying that registered financial advisors have to use a qualified custodian, and the qualified custodian is basically a bank or someone registered with a banking regulator. And then the Federal Reserve, the FDIC, and the OCC make a joint statement, and I think the Treasury as well made a joint statement saying banks don't work with crypto. So then you have a dissenting opinion that is not the Republican right-wing Hester Peirce. This is somebody who is considered on the side of the current head of the SEC, Gary Gensler, one of his other commissioners and colleagues who is not the one that usually dissents. Dissent said that he feels like this new custody rule is really leaving crypto companies with no option. So he said it does feel like it's in so many words, an attack on crypto. Now, is this really an attack on crypto? What is actually going on? I think only time will tell. I don't want to make any claims, but it definitely feels like one. Now, I think it's really interesting, and this is a point no one's made yet, so you're going to hear it here first. But that custody rule is bigger than I think anybody realizes. That custody rule will eventually extrapolate out. That is just the beginning of a slippery slope, and maybe it's right. maybe crypto should be custodied with a separate entity that has its own separate set of regulations, so you don't end up with a Sam Bankman-Fried FTX situation. You don't end up with a Celsius situation either, and we don't want that. So I'm not necessarily against this. Plus, we should probably be custodying our own money, and it is crypto after all, but most people aren't going to want to custody their own. So it makes sense if you want to give confidence to the sector, then you should have custody rules so that people can feel like there's not going to be another Sam Bankman-Fried, another Celsius. So I don't disagree with that. Now, the point that I want to bring up is what you're looking at now. If you're listening on podcast, I pulled up an article by bncrypto.com. It's titled JP Morgan Plans Entry into Crypto with Registered Trademark Suggesting New Crypto Wallet. This is of November of last year. And it says the USPTO granted JP Morgan a trademark for cryptocurrency wallets. JP Morgan builds on crypto despite the top executive being skeptical of the asset. Globally, institutions are adopting Bitcoin. Now, of course, this is a crypto publication, so you got to look at it through that lens. And so as I kind of move down, through this article and kind of skim over and understand what exactly they're saying, it says that, here we go. Not just JP Morgan, but banks all over the world are providing cryptocurrency-related services. America's oldest bank, BNY Mellon, announced to provide crypto custody services. Union Bank of the Philippines, the largest bank in the country, has its own peso-pegged stablecoin. Earlier this month, it announced it would provide crypto trading services. So I think that's interesting how these institutional groups of people, banks, the TradFi, started talking about crypto custody last year, and I believe the year before. Here's another one. Fidelity Digital Assets. It says Fidelity Digital Asset Custody and Trading Platform built for institutions. And you all know that this is relatively new. This is their actual website. Here's another one. This is called globalcustodian.com. And let's see, where did there it is. HSBC. This is an article written in 2020. HSBC becomes latest global custodian to join BlackRock, Aladdin's network. HSBC will begin rolling out its securities offering on Aladdin provider platforms. So you have like all these my point is that there are these custodians. Here you go. There are all these all these institutional organizations that were getting their, where is it? We're figuring out custody solutions. I don't know why this, there it is. Okay, so this is observer.com. This is in 2022, October of 2022, and it's titled America's Oldest Bank Goes Crypto, but Not Everyone is Happy. Bank of New York Mellon is the first American financial giant to hold cryptocurrencies for its customers. So they're figuring it out. Here's another one. This is in June of last year. This is on CoinDesk, and it's titled Citibank Chooses Swiss Firm Medico for Digital Asset Custody. The custody platform integration is with securities services and will focus on tokenized securities to begin with. Now, if you just go on Google and type in a big TradFi name, some top bank, and you type in their name and then type in crypto custody, you actually get quite a bit of articles. So, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and Citi offer trading of Bitcoin. And, these people, if they're offering trading of Bitcoin, they've already figured out the custody situation. So I just kind of want to add a little bit more in there. You've probably been listening to a bunch of stuff about the banks collapsing. You probably heard quite a few conspiracy theories. I just wanted to kind of add this little bit of information is along the way to getting to this point where we're at now. The TradFi institutions were building out custody. Either they knew about that this rule would come eventually, and custody is as important as any other service that they provide through. I mean, it's as important as trading. And apparently we know that's true because of what happened with Sam Bankman, FTX, and Celsius. So I think that's all important information. No, what do you think? Do you think that this is just a coincidence, or do you think that the banks are just smart and understand like how this whole thing is going to play out, and that eventually we're crypto is going to be forced to use a certain custodian? That actually makes sense. Or is there something else at play? Or was there some sort of collusion or something? I don't know. Let me know. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And I'll be keeping an eye on this bank update, but I won't be giving you clickbait throughout the week. Like so many other people, I'll just kind of come back next week and tell you what happened. All right. So let me know what you think about this. Leave a comment below. Have a good day. Hodl on. Oh, and by the way, let me know if you're buying or selling. I haven't bought or sold anything. All right. Take care.